All right. This is Marcus back with the horse train with the partner in crime, Hector.
What's going on?
And we just came out of the theater. We saw director Nicholas McCarthy's The Prodigy, which has Taylor Schilling from Orange is the New Black, as well as it's cool to see Confior in there. Confior is a character actor, been in a lot of stuff.
What do I know him from? Chronicles Riddick?
He was in Chronicles Riddick.
That's what I know him from.
Yeah, among other
I
stuff.
feel like something else.
Yeah, that's the thing about these character actors, man. They've just been in so much shit. They're just like, But he's one of those ones that he's been around a long time. It's cool to see him in there. I forgot he was in there from the trailer. The Prodigy from Orion Pictures, which is always nice to see Orion Pictures. They were putting out, genre B-level type stuff back in the day. If that doesn't sound familiar to you, you would recognize the logo if you watched a lot of movies from the 80s. I think they did Anna and the Apocalypse last year. I think they had another production there, as well as Behind the Child's Play remake, which we got a trailer for. But pretty cool all around as far as like just having Nicholas McCarthy. This is I'd say his big debut in movie theaters. For some of you horror fans, he did The Pact, At the Devil's Door, and he did that awesome Easter Bunny Jesus sequence in Holidays.
His?
Yeah.
Dude, that one was fucking freaky.
It was
freaky. Dude.
And it was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark. Oh. So with that said, I guess we'll just get right into it. What did you think?
I think I got excited when I realized it was rated R.
Yeah, I didn't know that at first.
Yeah,
that's why I asked
you told me to look it up, and I was like, yeah, no, it's rated R. So I got excited for it. Just from watching the first trailer, there was no expectation.
Yeah,
but when I saw rated R, I was like, oh, okay. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Opening scene, where I was pretty much hooked, just because you have the idea of what's happening, right?
Oh, was the opening scene?
The opening scene was...
Sorry, I'm high.
The opening scene was the birth. And
the escape of the woman. Again, spoilers! We talk spoilers.
Spoilers.
Right? We are not holding back.
No, we're saying everything. Everything and anything.
His birth, the serial killer's death.
Yeah, his birth, the serial killer's death. And that pretty much gives everything. There's no secret to this film. There's no shock, no reveal. They make it seem that way, and that's what I didn't like about it. Like the music behind it when it's like a reveal of like what. Yeah, you kind of already know going into this stuff like what it is. There's no shock value, but all around film, I did kind of enjoy it. I was dozing in and out though. I think I was pretty lit. I'm not too sure.
It happens.
But what is it? I like the look of the film. The film was good.
Visually, it's very good.
Yeah, it was captured well. Even like I said, the opening sequence, the night shots.
Yeah,
that was well.
Very bleak coloring too. Like it's just it's like shades of gray.
Let's try it out. Let's make it look like a January film or something.
Yeah, like that. It fits. Well, right now, and we're in California, the Bay Area, and it is a rainy day, and this movie is a rainy day movie.
Yeah,
it's very dark looking. But the camera, there's some epic shots in it. It's nice to look at. The film is shot really well, and with that color palette, gives it its own distinct look. I think the coolest scene I liked is kind of like the image that's becoming iconic for the movie now, where he's in his school costume and then bright orange there. Just such a great iconic Halloween type look.
And that image alone, and they use that for the poster as well. And it sucks that it's just for a short amount of time on the
It's a very quick moment.
Very quick moment. But that is at the half face too, because that's all it is. It's the hazel and the blue eye.
Shout out to Cavity Colors. They kind of capitalized on that. They saw the image and put out a t-shirt for that looks pretty sick with the kid and his pumpkin.
I gotta look into that.
Just came out yesterday for all you people who collect horror t-shirts. They dropped a limited run for the weekend since the movie's coming out.
It was a short film though, right? Hour and a half.
Yeah, it went by. It is an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
It's pretty to the point.
Yeah, but I felt like for me it dragged a bit. Like, I don't know if it was...
You were lit.
Yeah, that's what it was. It must have been that. Or the idea of... I don't know if she was carrying it for me or not. I wasn't too sure about that. I don't know how I liked her in this, because she's in Orange and the New Black, and I don't watch that.
I only saw
but apparently she's the main character.
She's the main
character. Yeah. So this is her...
Taylor Schilling.
She's leading in this, right?
She still hasn't done many movies as far as like being the lead actress.
Right.
I think she was in like a Nicholas Sparks film, or like The Lucky Ones, I think, with what's his name, Zac Efron. I don't think she hasn't done many where she has to lead a film.
No, and that's where I'm like, I was kind
bland.
of, yeah.
She is bland.
There's a lot of
sorry, Taylor, but it's just
quietness before she has dialogue. There's like she's trying to show or too much emotion or something along the lines of like, there's just a lot of pausing. Like, I'm gonna wait here. I'm just gonna stare at you, and then here's my line, and I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's just you're trying to stretch out the film in that sense or what. But the violence in it, man. Oof, that was dark.
Oh, it's heavy hitting. It's dark.
That's dark shit.
The movie has a very grim. There's no happiness in the film. This is what I like what you were saying there, because this is my whole issue with the film. Here's the thing. I don't know. I think it's a good movie, but what keeps it from being so I'm wondering, it's going to take time to tell, but this might be a classic horror film, but I'm not sure yet. My issue with the film is that the whole film, you're not connected to the parents really at all.
No, I was about to ask you.
They don't seem like
I don't even see the point of the dad.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the point of the dad?
So here's my question of the film. This is why I can't wait to see special features on it. It has me intrigued because there is a small subgenre of horror films that are about the killer child. Mm-hmm. Whether it be the original Village of the Damned or John Carpenter's remake, or even The Omen, or The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. Absolutely. There's this genre there, but these movies they have a lot more. This movie is kind of, I don't want to say just jumps right to the point or it does take out all that shit that you see in those movies where it's like, these are loving parents. You feel for them. To me, I think...
like The Orphan, right?
Or The Orphan.
The Orphan, where you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. No, there's no mystery here.
And I'm wondering, that's what I'm curious is, was that purposeful? Because the movie is dark. It's grim. It's heavy hitting, and I'm wondering if they left all those little character nuances to say, no, we're just going to make a flat out grim horror movie. It's an hour and a half of just grimness. This kid is a piece of shit, and he does not hide it. I think, there's only maybe a few moments where you see the actual child Miles as he's supposed to be. But then they said pretty much after she said, I love you no matter what, that was in the very beginning of the film.
I give it up to the kid, though.
The kid
fucking kills it.
That's what I'm saying. The kid's performance is really fucking good. Mm-hmm. On a dime, he goes from sweet and endearing to just
Edward Norton, Primal Fear.
That's exactly what I thought was. Yeah. Perfect. The acting is so sus. So that's why a part of me is like, if it was purposeful, which I want to almost give it credit for saying the director wanted to keep all that shit out.
He's tired of seeing the same bullshit. Let me try to make something different. It's a straight-on
evil kid movie, period. Yeah. This is the Freddy Krueger, this child. He's the fucking... There's no trying to show heart or any of that. Like this, it almost felt too like it's his origin story. We don't give a fuck about the parents because it's not their story.
I like that.
It's the kid's story. It's almost like
it's called the Prodigy.
You know, it's called the fucking Prodigy. Yeah. You know, this kid's gonna become a fucking annihilator. Yeah. He's gonna be the Terminator of Steel. He
already knows what to do. He already has past life experience, and he's gonna he has a part 2 of this shit, dude.
And that's why I'm curious because we were talking about that shot with the pumpkin and the skeleton costume. Mm-hmm. What if that's like... This is me just thinking outside the box. What if they're hinting at that's going to be his look in the future? Know, like, what if that's the building block of what his costume one day will be if he's going to become a serial... I did think, as soon as the movie ended, I'd be like, I kind of want to see a sequel. Kind of like Escape Room. I was like, I will see this story play out if they make more.
Yeah, there's no happy ending here.
There is. No. Like I said, it's very dark and grim, and I felt like us not having any emotional connection to the parents, let alone really any adults in the film, period. Even the psychologist kind of came off as like a fucking weirdo without the kid having to take it that extra step. Seemed like he was trying to capitalize on another story of someone who's possessed or whatnot.
No, that's just a comparison thing. Yeah. Dude. Like, who's got the bigger dick in the room? Like,
exactly.
Don't try to fool me. If you try to tell anybody...
because that scene starts out strong with great camera work, showing the little... What do they call those things? The metronome?
Metronome.
Yeah. Showing the way the camera's set up, he's set up talking, and it's a lot of him. It's him looking like a badass. The psychologist, he's like, I'm gonna handle shit. Mm-hmm.
I'm in charge.
And then by the end of that scene, the kid totally demolishes him.
Oh, absolutely. Just like, fucking takes his...
and I won't say that. That's a great... That was a dope scene. That kid, the way the kid pulled off that performance, I was like, okay.
That's why I tip my hat. too.
Yeah, the kid did a really good job.
And I don't know what was gonna go down with the babysitter, but like that's our first hint.
And it's right away.
Yeah, it's right away. You know, like she counts to 10, looks down, it's like he's still there. I got a little creeped out. I'm like, all right, like the kid's selling it, you know. And then she goes down the stair, gets the glass and whatnot, and I'm like, ooh, fuck. But I don't know what was gonna happen. And then that was it. We cut from there and we move on forward to the next thing, you know. And then we get to the dog, and when I see that, it's just like, fuck, man. Like this kid is really, because the dog knows what's up. The dog already sees it.
He fucked up the kid with the fucking wrench.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Because he wanted to play with the girl. He wanted to play with the girl at the Smarts Kid school. At Xavier's school, right? The kid of mutants, mutant school. He goes up and is just like, yeah, I want to play with it. And he's just like, nah, I already made plans.
And he just chilled. He just kind of like, we're going to handle that.
Okay, all right.
And that's what I liked about what I like about this film with the kill scenes is that this kid, you don't see it in it. That's what I'm saying. I think they wanted to stick with this really just grim, violent film about a child fucking everyone up, because in this movie, what you don't see in other movies about child killers is that this kid is demolishing everything in any sort of grouping that he'd come in contact with, whether it's a kids at school, whether it's the family pet, whether it's the babysitter, to the parents, to a doctor who's supposed to help him. This kid is matching everyone that he comes in contact with and fucking people up. I like that. Every category of any adult or person a child would come in contact with, which should just be doctors, parents, kids at school, and if there's a pet. Like, who else is he going to come into contact with? That's it.
Oh, yeah.
This kid's demolishing every category in this film. And that's why I kept thinking, too, I was like, origin story. Like, this kid is becoming a full-fledged killer right now. There is no like,
and the first time you get a glimpse of him, though, dude, yeah, it's such a sweet. He's in the skeleton costume, but then what does he say? He tells his dad, "I'm smarter than you." You know, he's even a little shit then. At his most innocent time in the film, he's still a little shit. I just think that his progression, though, going even darker and even further, it's just, I didn't know where it was gonna go, and I didn't know how it was gonna end. And when I saw that she wasn't really selling it for me, I'm like, it is what it is. But at the end of it, I was thinking, what's going to happen here? Is he going to die? And I wasn't expecting him to just, you know.
I was on my toes the last time. I was like, how's this going to end?
Yeah.
How's this going to end?
What's going to go down here?
Because for a second there, I thought this is going to be grim if she carries out the killing for him to free her son. Yeah. Because then I'd be like, that's a crazy statement, because parents, they go a little crazy. Being a parent's not easy. So, like, I see the crazy over-the-top symbolism with that. I really thought that was going to be the ending.
Well, when she said, you know, you're not going to have my son's body, and then you hear a gunshot, I'm like, I hope she didn't kill herself thinking that she's going to go in her son's body or anything like that. You know, but I hope not, nothing like that. But, you know,
he got his ass saved.
That's
At the end of the day, he's a child.
That's it.
That's the power a child has, the evil, dark power a child has. Oh, my God.
I'm telling you.
And I like one thing too is I like when we finally see him as a character, as that actor, that child, because you see a few phases of him being a child growing up,
right?
But when it really lands, finally we see him. There's that moment at the mirror where he sees the duality, the face of his makeup, and what's the last shot of the film of him looking in the mirror, seeing the adult version of him. It's taken over. At first, it was the duality of it. Whatever's going on in his head as a child, he knows there's another presence there. But by the end of the film, he's looking in the mirror. It's a full-fledged, the killer took over, man. So I that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was I want to say it was purposeful. If it wasn't,
it just doesn't make sense for this kid to be going to foster parents when he has a dad who's still in the hospital, right?
I kind of assume he just fucking died.
Yeah, I forgot.
Because he fucked him up.
I forgot until the lady said, "Hey, you'll be staying with us until your dad gets better." Like, what the fuck? He's still alive? Like,
Pops ain't gonna get better.
That kid's Pops is pointless, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know one scene where I'm like, oh, that makes sense why he's in this.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't, because there are a few scenes where she gets emotional and you're like, am I supposed to really feel something with you? Because I don't really know you as a character, you know? So that's why, like, I'm on the fence. Like, that's what would hold it back. If it was purposeful, I think it's a fucking dope film. I like the movie. But that's what I'm curious if, like, this is what's going to take time for it to age, to me to see the nuances of the film. But I feel like it might be a cult classic in the making, because this is a dark child killer film where there is no happy ending.
No, you know what I think? It's almost like, when I'm thinking about it right now, it's as if I had an idea, but I didn't have long enough or more material to fill it all out.
Yeah.
So okay. You know what I mean? So I'm filling it in here and there, and I'm throwing this, but it's not a complete thing.
Yeah. And they probably, if anything, too, it could be that maybe they did have hella more ideas, but, you know, whether it was financing or studio decisions.
That could be it, too.
Let's see how the box office
when they're
does.
Like, they're like, all right, dude, well,
people.
maybe we're scrapping this idea now, and we're taking that. You can't have this, and you can't have this kill scene.
Which does happen with horror. I mean, there's a lot of talk about that with Halloween. They altered a lot of that film just to, like, because they're like, nah, maybe we should save this for another time. You know, like, we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket. I like the idea of this because it kind of makes the imagination go crazy to see how this kid will. You could do a franchise of this kid, like, the next thing he's in middle school or high school. You know, it'd be cool to see him in every age demographic. Like, you could do middle school, and then you do high school, and then you do college, and it's always leading up to him being the ultimate boogeyman, the ultimate Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger as an adult.
I would love that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and you could introduce a character who kind of stays with him the whole time and could be his polar opposite, the heroine or whoever. You know?
Yeah.
But it did make my mind wonder as what they could do with this concept. And it's bold. It is a bold film.
No, it is. And it really is. And it's funny because we don't really... Every now and then you get something like this.
Yeah,
you know,
very rare.
It's very rare. But this one, with it being rated R, that's what changed it. Because you actually... When he's beating the shit out of the kid, you're seeing that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or
he's fucking people up in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And so that's why it could have a controversial. That's why I'm curious to see what kind of articles pop up in the next week or so. Just see, like, if it is a box office hit, then there's going to be the controversy of it. You know, it is a kid just running around beating the shit out of people, hurting people, and you know we are in a very sensitive climate. So that's why I give it up to them, man. They dropped a movie about child violence and. They kind of went full throttle with it, at least as far as like saying we're not trying to show any like light moments in this film.
What else was there? There was also Sinister, right? But that's not. The kids are killing their parents.
Oh fuck! I totally forget. What was that? Was does the parent or the kids kill their parents or the? Oh yeah, it is, huh? Yeah.
You had the dude who's like convincing the kids.
But even that, you spend the whole film like you like these kids. This kid's fucking evil. You know, through and through. There was no moment of good Miles trying to battle him, and this wasn't fucking Split or anything.
Miles didn't even put up a fight, bro.
He didn't put up a fight, bro. He was a bitch.
That's what it
is. He said, I give up.
And the whole idea is just simple reincarnation, right? There's nothing that this killer did.
It's just elements of
it's not like it's not like in Chucky where he got the doll into the holes.
No.
It's none of this shit. He literally just...
It was just reincarnation.
He felt like he died before he left.
Because you hear those stories of there are people who say that, like in the movie, they say their story that this is a reincarnated presence or whatnot.
Yeah.
What if it was a bad presence? You know, it's not all good. It's not all rainbows.
Oh, dude, that
serial killers die. What if some essence of them is left?
That fool was pissed that he didn't get to kill that girl, bro. He was that fucking upset. He held that fucking grudge.
Oh yeah. No, he was. Yeah.
He was furious. And that was pretty dark, too, when she's looking through his closet and whatnot and finds that his box of all those mementos and whatnot.
I mean, it's
all
pretty...
the articles and shit.
It's pretty dark that you have this chick who escaped in the beginning of the film, and he still comes around and fucking kills her by the end of it.
Yeah, bro. Like, literally.
He ultimately got her. Like, what? That's why I was kind of laughing nervously through that movie. I was like, does no one see how fucking cryptic this movie is? Like, this is fucking... You know what? It's a good movie.
The idea that she went around life thinking she got away.
Yeah, dude. Just
wrote a successful story. People were like, you're such an inspiration. You're so empowering.
And she still stays away from her family. Like, that moment... Like, I felt more empathy for her than anyone else in the film. When she said that shit about her family, I'm staying away from her.
You fucking kidding me, bro? I felt empathy when she, in the opening scene, where she screamed, took my hand, like, goddamn.
Would suck.
You take your hand and he kills him. No, that's a psychopath. That was a full-fledged psycho. And then he goes up to her and he literally had the balls to just be like, you know, blue-eye, hazel-eye, blue-eye, hazel-eye. And she's like, how the fuck? Like, she's in shock.
That would trip her out.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Because you could, if it was a regular, let's say if it was a studio decision, you could have this horror movie have ended with her saving the day. It comes full circle. She gets the guy that got her hand.
Oh, that would have been sick.
You could have done that as a happy ending. They chose to keep it. He wins. He got her.
No, but that's good. And the idea that there's a sequel. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a great setup of it's a great. That's the thing with a lot of these horror movies. Like, whether it's, You know, maybe not so much Halloween because there is that origin side to the original film, but even like Freddy Krueger and all that, you never see like the. What about the movie of Freddy Krueger before they burnt him?
Yeah.
You know, him committing his crimes and the parents getting revenge and all that. What if that's never been a movie? This kind of has like this is set up where it's like this is truly the origin story for a future, like he could be a horror icon. I mean, like I said, that skull image, it's kind of popping up there. That's the image there. If you see any article of the Prodigy, all these outlets are using the same image. This boy in the skull costume with the pumpkin in his hand. So that's what I'm saying. If there's a purpose here, there's an ultimate plan. It's pretty fucking dope, you know, like to see that origin story of a horror villain of his own franchise. Yeah. And it's still like I didn't get any sense of like. What makes it a great concept of this child killer is that like there isn't even like a fun side to this kid. This kid is just fucking twisted. Like you're just like, whoa, like he's not even. So I hope it doesn't. If it did become a franchise, don't make him humorous because he just has this like a serial killer attitude, like Dexter type shit. He just has a cold, intelligent.
And that's the thing about the kid, man. He sold it. He really made me think like he's a psychopath. I'm like, dude,
We've seen him in something before. He's popped up in something before, right? I recognize the kid. I don't know. Because now I was trying to think of where have I seen this kid and was I impressed?
He was in It. He played.
That's right. He was little Georgie. Boy gets his arm smoked. Yeah. And he was good at. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He had his. It was one scene, but like
shit, that's cool.
You kind of had to sell that so we feel how traumatized these kids were by that.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's okay. So he said, okay, this kid's doing strong in the horror realm if he starts off with It. And then he jumps into the Prodigy. So, I mean, I would...
better than Serenity, by far. Hands down.
Listen,
not
if
a competition.
anyone saw Serenity, please message us on Instagram or Facebook. And if you liked it, I want to hear why. I need to know. Don't tell me it was a good concept and that makes it a good film. I want to know why you thought it was a good film.
What got you out of your seat and made you go, bravo?
But yes. Then so the Prodigy is one I genuinely want to see more of. I thought it was good groundwork. Is it a classic horror film? Only time will tell. But I think I would rate it. I don't think did we rate the?
We haven't come up with the rate system.
We haven't done a rating system yet.
But if I had to go like on a scale, if we're doing numbers,
what if we do like? Trying to think of something because this is still the beginning of the horror strain here. So what if we did like? I was trying to think like Bones, 5 Bones is a perfect score, or like what can we think of or already like kind of give it? Because I'm trying to think of one day where we post these reviews up on like the Insta where it'll have like five Skull and Bones or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess we still got to work on that. We still got to figure these little nuances out.
Skulls, and I'm just thinking the skulls meaning deaths, 5 deaths.
You know,
deaths in a movie, deaths in a hard fuck. I don't know.
We'll play around with it. But I think, I give
it midway for me.
Midway.
It's kind of it's midway. It's not. I didn't love it, but at the same time, like it was R. It was violent. The kid creeped me out.
Yeah.
Scare factor, there is none.
There wasn't scary.
Other than loud noises, other than the whole the cliche of the dun.
Yeah, it's the scare tactics.
That's all it is. But no, not scary whatsoever. It's literally an R version. What was the Good Son R?
I was R too.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this upped it.
Oh yeah. I definitely think out of the killer child type horror movies.
Absolutely.
It's probably one of the grimmest.
I would watch it again though. And I would recommend it. I wouldn't saying like, oh, it's hella good, go watch it. But if it's around, you got nothing else to watch, put it on.
I say I give it like a B. I give it 8 out of 10. If I were to do something like that, or if it was like 3 out of 5, or however it works, I don't know.
That's what I did. 3 out of 5, or like a C. Still learning math. That's awesome.
But yeah, the Prodigy. I mean, generally, I liked it, and we would watch it again.
No, we will watch it again.
Yeah,
yes, we will.
We will watch it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching it because G needs to watch that. You know,
G looks like the father of that child. And I guess as a tangent here, just because we saw the trailer, what'd you think of the Child's Play? Comes out this summer, and it is very much a teaser. You don't see Chucky.
Not at all, and that's what I was actually wondering. I'm like, am I gonna get to hear him? Am I gonna get to see him? What's going on here with this?
And it's not a good guy doll. It's a buddy doll. The box said Buddy.
And I didn't know that Aubrey Plaza was gonna be in it.
She plays the mom.
It's
actually got a pretty solid cast. I don't know what's the director done. I think it's a foreign guy.
Lars Klevberg.
What has he done? Polaroid. He's basically done nothing. So, first time filmmaker, okay. It's a remake, okay. They're obviously trying to make it their own. Here's the, I don't know how many you are embroiled in the drama that does go on in the horror community sometimes. So the guy who created Chucky, the screenwriter, the director of the original is Tom Holland, as we all know, but the guy who's kind of shepherded Chucky from inception through a franchise is Don Mancini. He, I believe, has written all of the Chucky films. And he directed the last one or the last two, I can't remember, the ones that popped up on Netflix that Universal did on their direct-to-DVD line.
He directed the last two.
He directed the last two, which were good. I actually finally saw the really recent one, Cult of Chucky. Thought it was great.
Oh, he also did Seed of Chucky.
Okay, so he's been doing them since Seed of Chucky. Okay.
I didn't like Seed. That's the baby one, right?
Yeah, that was his, like... If anyone, you know what, I don't want to take it out of the words out of his mouth, but if anyone likes horror podcasts, listen to Postmortem with Mick Garris. He has a recent podcast episode with Don Mancini where they talk about all the drama and the reasons behind each film. And it kind of gives you an appreciation for what he was trying to do. He knew... Chucky has kind of encompassed a lot of things. The original film is scary, it's creepy, has a vibe to it. It's not all jokes. I think there's maybe a handful, maybe none at all. He's just a fucking demented character in that first one. But then as the sequels went on, it kind of goes from like horror to really dark comedy to really over the top comedy to back to now horror. The last one was actually pretty dope. It was a horror film. Actually, Curse and Cult were full on, like almost a throwback to classic Universal films. They were gothic like Chucky. It was interesting.
I want to revisit those.
Do it. Yeah. I watched them all last year, and I've always liked Chucky, and I was happy with everything I've seen so far.
It's been a while since I've seen the first two. I remember seen three recently. The first two though, I can't.
It's a lot of nostalgia. I think that's all it is. It's just like the nostalgia factor for that first trilogy.
I remember his death scene in the second one being like, "Damn, Chucky got fucked."
That one's really iconic. I think Child's Play 2 with like the final scene being in the toy factory and even the look of Chucky. I think he looked the best in part 2. But
this trailer didn't really get to see much. Teaser, right? You said like strictly it's more of a teaser. Yeah. I am curious to see how it all plays out. As far as Chucky, I don't know. I didn't see much of it to
visually look pretty good though.
That's what I'm
stylish.
saying.
It looks stylish. The colors and everything.
Especially with her being tied up.
The shot was pretty dope. It's kind of a cool iconic horror shot of her, the veins in her eyes. It's Aubrey Plaza. She looks scared. It's like, and then the last shot is of Chucky kind of silhouette in the shadows and all that. But what's crazy is the drama behind the scenes is that like Don Mancini's very upset about this remake because they're going to continue with the original franchise. It's still going. They're going to even do a TV show of that Chucky character, and they're still planning more movies, which they're all greenlit. They're going to keep it going because the original franchise is still successful. Like, The Curse of Chucky was a direct-to-DVD, and it was enough of a hit where Netflix wanted it on that. And they put out Cult of Chucky with Universal. You know, so there is a fan demand for the original franchise of Chucky, which they are going to continue that fucking story. The last one, Cult of Chucky, it leaves you with a pretty dope cliffhanger. You're like, oh my God, I want to see what happens with this franchise.
Now I'm ready.
And they're going to continue that. So what he's upset about is that, like, I still have my story going, which everything's happening. Universal's handling that.
But this is also happening.
This is a remake. The original rights of Child's Play, the original film, they retained the remake rights. After that, it was Universal who took on the sequels, but the original film is, what company was it? Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer? Or something. It's another movie studio. They retained the rights to remake option.
Damn.
And so, obviously, like we've talked about before, we are now right back to another era. There's going to be a lot of remakes because it's been successful. Last year, you saw Suspiria and Halloween, which stirred the pot of like, okay, remakes are kind of, these are both well-received, intelligent films, you know? And now we're going to see a resurgence. It also.
Yeah.
Stephen King's It came out. So a lot of projects are getting greenlit on just being a remake. And so, of course, this company, I think it was MGM, they fucking said, no, we are going to do a remake to our original property of Child's Play. You know? And that's why, I don't think he's still being called Chucky, and if they retain that name right. But that's why, and Don Mancini, like, obviously, it's totally understandable, is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you don't want to lose your audience of the original Chicken. You don't want to, whatever vibe or whatever
It is
thing
confusing.
you have going on, you don't want to lose them.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have a good thing going.
Because you're going to have people see this movie.
Yep.
When it says Child's Play. So when it comes out and people are seeing that trailer, they have no idea of the drama that's going on behind the scenes. There may be people who automatically assume...
I had no idea.
This is like connected to the Chucky universe they saw on Netflix. You know, but then it's going to be a totally, entirely different thing. And what if that's successful? Yeah. So now we live in a universe where there's 2 fucking DNA strands of crazy. Chucky. That's fucking nuts. This is something we haven't seen before.
That's nuts.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I understand. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in like cinematic history. So I can see why there's a frustration there for him personally.
It would be like another Michael Myers coming out.
Exactly.
After like Rob Zombies, right? Like you're following
like really,
Rob Zombies
really quickly after. You know, like So that's why that is the big drama of Child's Play behind the scenes. If for some of you listeners who don't know about what's going on, but like I said, you can get more in depth with that. Listen to the McGarris podcast Postmortem. He actually talks to Don Mancini, and he's not angry about it. He just feels a certain way about it, and he does give a nice, you know, it's okay for him to feel the way he does. I think. With that said, I'm an asshole. I do want to see this new Child's Play, because I will say to the listeners, and I think you've always known this about me, is that the only remake I ever got suspicious about was Suspiria. That's where I was like, oh boy, I don't know about this one. But in general, I will watch a remake, because you never know.
No, you never.
The original
do.
John Carpenter thing, that was a remake. You know, there's plenty of other examples, but you never know when a remake is going to far outshine. Just like I like the new It, I like it way better than the original It. You know,
Cannibal Holocaust or Green Inferno?
Green Inferno is pretty damn good too. I honestly, I would probably revisit Green Inferno more quickly than I do Cannibal Holocaust, because I don't need that shit in my life. So that's why I'm always curious, and I will say, this trailer, this quick teaser, it could have. You can usually, let's be honest, you can spot shit, you know, with horror films. You're just like, that was a whack trailer, and then you see the movie, and you're like, yep, that kind of matched what I saw in the trailer. But this has it does have a stylish look. They look like they have a budget. You know, there's interesting camera angles that are kind of, I'll say this, there were images in that trailer. That's why it'll be good when you revisit the Child's Play. That trailer kind of reminded me of Child's Play 2. Like they were going for a visual Child's 2 vibe.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, interesting. I just hope that with a budget like this, they didn't think of like, oh, no work has to go into this. You know what I mean?
That's the thing with remakes.
Yes.
You know, it could be shit.
Don't be lazy with it.
Exactly.
Don't be lazy with it. Because look at Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I mean? Like that had a budget. That was colorful. That had like an up and coming cast. Went nowhere, man. Couldn't even get off the ground.
Yeah, I think Platinum Dunes was just fucking up around over there. I don't know what they were doing. Because I actually enjoy the Friday 13th remake. I always wondered, why wasn't there another one?
Yeah.
They kind of got, I don't know if they got lazy or there was drama behind the scenes, but like they were really into the remake world, and they kind of just did one hitters, you know. But they were fun. I enjoyed them and all that. Except, what was the one you said there? The Nightmare one. Yeah, that was the bland one. I even enjoyed Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds. I didn't mind that.
I just think you have a thing for Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, the dude's chiseled as fuck. But I do want to see what I'm curious to see what the dude looks like. We've only seen we've seen like studio art they released. Different voice. Fans, you know, then you see those little obnoxious horror. I'm telling you, some of you horror fans, you guys are obnoxious, man, with your fucking crazy set in stone ways. But some fans are in an uproar. That's not Brad Dourif. He did the original voice. And it's actually his daughter who's become the main role of the new Chucky franchise, or what they're doing on Netflix. Yeah, Fiona Dourif, which is cool. But yeah, that's the Child's Play world. That's kind of a big deal in the horror universe right now, is that the Child's Play remake trailer dropped.
Does that come out?
Summertime. I think. June or July. Good summer.
It's going to be good.
And that'll fuck shit. And we'll probably do a Child's Play podcast of the franchise, and then we'll watch the new one. But all right, yeah, that I guess. Yeah, we like the Prodigy.
Prodigy was good.
So it's good groundwork for. I hope there's a franchise. I will say I want to see more of this world. Don't expect. I wouldn't say a roller coaster.
You know what?
Scare
No,
fest,
it's
like
only
that.
when the kid's on the film that you're kind of getting like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
When he's not on the screen.
Yeah.
I was dozing off.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to see how it ages for me. I'm wondering if a lot of the choices were purposeful. You know, that's what I'm curious about. This is one I want to watch a documentary on, like a making up. I want to hear the director's thoughts on this. But he does have a good resume. I absolutely wholeheartedly recommend you look at Nicholas McCarthy's film resume, especially that Holidays one. That was a really cool. His concept was probably my favorite on there.
Shit, man, that was fucking
It was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was weird.
But this movie definitely it's worth a look for horror fans. I'll say that. It's worth a look. And check out Cavity Colors, see if those shirts are available. It's a really cool design. Right, it's a limited run. As soon as they sell out, they sell out. I think you'll like the baseball tee one. It's a black and white baseball tee one. I got the t-shirt, but that's Hector right there. I could see you wearing that shit.
All right.
And we do have the Suspiria podcast that's going to be happening. So you guys will get to hear that. And this has been the Horse Train podcast talking about the Prodigy. In theaters now, Orion Pictures. And we'll catch you later.
Later.